Hello and welcome to the Get More Business Show. Actually, I don't know if I'm calling it that anymore, but we'll find out. Maybe we'll edit this out. But I used to have a show, it was a podcast, Get More Business. The topic for today is I've got my notes here, look, my cheat sheet, local visibility and smart automation. How to future proof your business in 2025. Because the future is coming at us really fast with all the technology that's available. So first of all, welcome. I'm so glad you joined me, whether it's on the live call or the live stream, or if you join me after the recording. I'm so glad you're here. I have a mission to help as many, actually, I say as many as possible, but let's put a number to it. Together, we'll double the size of 10,000 businesses. Who wants to do that? Join me, because we're going to talk about what are the fundamentals so we can make this happen. I would love it if you would make a comment below, whether it's live or in the recorded version. Make a comment below of where you're watching from, comment your city and the type of business that you have. Love to hear from you. Also, I'm welcoming your questions. If you have a question, or a comment that's respectful about something that I've said. This is not a place for drama, but this is a place for collaboration and how we can grow our businesses in light of all the amazing stuff that's happening in our in the time that we're living in. You know, we've got. Anyways, I've been listening to a book on Jeff Bezos, and love him or hate him, have whatever opinion you want out of him. The guy was brilliant in the way he built Amazon, and I've gotten a lot of inspiration just hearing this, and I can't wait to convey some of this to you. It may or may not be mixed in with today's topics, but it's coming. There's some good information that I'm going to have from you guys, because if you don't realize it, there are people out there that are smarter than us. You know, there's the Jeff Bezos and the Steve Jobs. Of course, he's not with us any longer, but he's left a legacy of leadership style and the tools that him and his teams have created. Then there's, love him or hate him, there's Elon Musk. He happens to be the wealthiest man in the world. You might not like his politics, but he did some things right to get to where he's at today. How can I learn from other great minds and implement it with my own values and build a better, stronger business for myself and my clients? I hope you want to join me on that. So first of all, what is changing in search engine optimization and visibility right now? Everything is like, that's the thing I've focused my business on in the last 5 years, and that is how to help people show up on the first page of Google for hundreds of keywords. That's still a piece of the equation, but there's so much more now because we have AI. The way people find your business is changing really fast. And if you don't stay in the stream, you're going to get left behind. SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. So search engine optimization, SEO, isn't just about growing traffic. It's about not losing it. So if you're considering, interestingly enough, I'm sitting here preparing for SEO reports that I send out to my clients once a month. And I get this email from Neil Patel, who's, I'm in his mailing list. He didn't just email me personally. And he brought up something that I thought was really, really important. And that is the hard truth about search engine optimization in 2025. It's a defensive move, and it's not necessarily so much about growth, because here's the thing, is people are still going to search, but it's not just limited to search. It's expanded into AI, and people still go to search and get served up not only search results, but AI results. Or have you been on your mobile phone recently and said, asked Siri a question, and Siri will respond with, do you want me to interface with ChatGPT and find you the answer. So it's not just coming from Google anymore, it's coming from ChatGPT. And some of the strategies and techniques to show up on ChatGPT are also the same as SEO. They have to pull your content from somewhere. I say they. ChatGPT needs to pull your content from somewhere. If it's just from your brain, so far there's currently no interface between a human brain and ChatGPT, but they could pull it from your competitor if you don't have the information on your website. So you absolutely still need to do search engine optimization. Put the information on your website, optimize it to be found by not only the search engines, but by AI. And if you get found in AI, often there is a link to where that information came from, which if people click on that, if that's what they're looking for and they have a commercial or buying intent, they're going to click on that link and they're going to come to your website. Why not? So he says, Neil Patel says Google is losing market share because of AI. So Google, two things are going to happen. One, people are migrating to search on AI for what you do and who to hire. But Google is going to come up. Google's not going to disappear. Google's going to want to stay on the forefront of what they do. And their revenue piece is ads. And if they can't bring people to the search engines to look for things that they're looking for, they don't have anybody to show the ads to. So Google will come up with something. You can be sure of it. 60% of searches end with no clicks. Yikes. But you still need to do that. So if you stop updating your content, keeping your site healthy, or building local authority, your customers will take that back. Your competitors will outpace you. You'll lose ground without even realizing it. So if you pull back from SEO, your competitors now have an opening to outpace you. So what local visibility really means today, your Google business profile, because potentially in the maps, people are going to be able to find you when they're looking for, barbecue restaurant near me that's still open. They're going to maps to search for something like that. They might go to Google search engine to find that. You also, the new equation for visibility is geography. So I got this little glitch thing going on with my camera. Geography plus AI plus SEO. And actually, let me go back on that. Geo is not just geography, but geography is an important part of your visibility. Like, is this place near me or is this across the country? Geo, generative engine optimization. That is your AI. So you want to make sure that you're optimized for the generative content that's provided to people who are looking for exactly what you do, based on what's available about your company in the digital space. AI has to pull that from somewhere. A recent study, and this is, if you want more information on this, I can send it to you, but for the purpose of this live stream, I'm not going to put it in here. A recent study projected a 10 to 20% decline in organic visibility every year you neglect SEO, because there's more and more businesses coming online. Many more of your competitors are going to be working hard with either search engine or generative engine optimization to get found by the people who have a commercial intent. And that's something that Google has long tracked with. What are the keywords that people look for just information? They go to a website, they bounce, they leave, no commercial intent. Or keywords where they look for the keyword, they find a website, they like what they see, and then they book an appointment, call for a quote, etc. They take some kind of conversion action. So this is actually insight from Will Critchlow. 10 to 20% decline in organic visibility every year that you neglect SEO. So when was the last time you Googled your business, your own business? and look at what showed up, especially compared to your competitors. So you can look for yourself by name, but I would propose to you, look for yourself by what you do. So let's say you're a personal injury attorney. Maybe you're in your own office. So proximity wise, you should come up really high in search because you're right there. You're sitting in that location. So what you want to do is position your services to be found by the people who are looking for you. And right now that means in AI, in search engines, and on social media, because more and more people are going to social media to search as well. So now you've got multiple platforms potentially interacting with each other to help you get found. So some courses that are coming up, and I just want to mention this here right now. Number one, we've got our local visibility blueprint course that's coming up that's going to talk about all of this in depth and what to do about it. It's going to give you some clear, actionable steps that you can take either for yourself or an employee at your location can take to help you get found where your customers are looking. And I say it that way, not just get found on search engines, but get found where your customers are looking. Social media, generative engine, and search engine. You want to get found on all the platforms. Wherever your people are and wherever they're looking, you want to be found. AI is reshaping how we create content, respond to leads, and even operate software. But AI still needs a lot of direction. So that's one of the things that we're going to be covering both in our local visibility blueprint course and my Automate, Delegate, and Innovate course, which will give you the very basics for how to understand and drive. So it's like if when you were 5 years old, somebody gave you a car and it was let's say you could actually reach the pedals and the steering wheel at the same time. How confident are you that your 5-year-old self could have driven the car without running into a lot of other things, running into the garage door, going forward instead of backward? Like what I'm saying is, as an adult, because you've had life experience and training, etc., you are more capable and competent to drive that car. Maybe you even had driver's training. And you can drive that car now without even thinking. In some cases, we get in our car, we program our GPS, and we show up at work or at our event, wherever we want to show up at. And most of us drive on not literally an autopilot, but our brain just takes over and gets us there. And we're thinking about all kinds of other things. That's what AI is like. So what I want to do is bring you as a business owner to a place where you can confidently direct AI in the way that will get you more business. For the marketing of your business, for servicing customers, for delegating your staff to certain activities, to do the follow-up. You want to be able to expertly, maybe as a beginner at first, but expertly drive AI in your favor. And we'll be covering that a little bit in the local visibility blueprint, but that's our primary topic in the Automate, Delegate, and Innovate AI course. So AI can take a lot of things off your plate. It can remind, if you have staff members that need to do different things, you can use that automation piece to send a text or an email reminder. You can use it for your own SEO, which in this course, I'm going to teach you how to do it. Yes, you can hire me. I have a client who tells me he has $400,000 worth of business because of the SEO that I've provided him. But there are some things you can do on your own. And I talk to people every day are like, I really want to hire you for this, but right now I have more time than money, or whatever it is. I don't have the budget for it. So they want to know, what can I do on my own? What can I get started with now so I can grow my business to a place where I can hire you? I'm going to be teaching you that in these classes. And I want to say, first of all, this is not a commercial per se for these classes, because I want to give you some tangible, walk away, proactive moves that you can do yourself right now, a starting point. But I also want to be able to let you know that there's more coming, and that you can get exclusive access to it. And I say exclusive, it's not available to all your competitors unless they're paying me to be in this course. You can join the class, hear from your other students in the class, and get some feedback and be able to move your business forward. Local visibility blueprint. You've got something to go by to create that visibility you need to get in front of the people who are actually already looking to hire you. They just don't know who you are yet. They're going to hire somebody. Might as well be you. This isn't about replacing people. So the AI stuff, it's not because we want to replace people. It's about giving you as the business owner the ability to scale and to stay consistent without burning out. So it's like, remember, and you might not remember this, I wasn't around then, but I've read stories about what it was like to go from the horse and buggy days to a car. And I bet the people who owned and raised stables of horses were like, oh my gosh, we're going to go out of business. People aren't going to be buying horses. They're going to be buying Ford's Model T. What are we going to do? Well, hopefully some of them, if they didn't retire, like, okay, I'm out of this, maybe they opened up a gas station or tires or, all the parts that Ford Motor Company needed back in the day. I mean, they had to have other service providers, and horses were no longer the mainstream of the mainstream of transportation. And so it didn't happen overnight, but if they were smart, they could have stayed in the transportation business. But instead of horses, it's now cars and all the things that support a car staying on the road. So I want to encourage you to get ready. Get ready. So I'm going to give you a couple of proactive moves you can take right now. So I mentioned one already. So go online and Google yourself by what you do, and use a couple of different keywords and phrases. So I have a personal injury attorney that I work with, and it might be personal injury attorney near me, or it could be car accident attorney, or it could be motor vehicle accident attorney, or it could be a simple full-on question. I was just in a car accident. Can I hire an attorney? Some people ask full-on questions. Those are loved by AI. So in the generative engine response, you're going to pull some responses maybe that are more informational from AI, but the link might lead you back to an attorney's office who you may or may not hire. So think of your own business that way. Is it lashes? Is it skincare? Are you an esthetician? Are you a roofer? What are the questions that people are going to be asking about that? So type that in, see if you come up. And if you don't, that might be an indication for those words that you looked by aren't on your website, or there's not enough information there for either the search engine or AI to pull in your content to show it for people who are looking. Now, of course, in the course, the local visibility blueprint and the automate, delegate, and innovate, we're going to be going much deeper into, what is this whole idea with keywords, questions that people are actually asking, and why do I have to have that information on my website in order to get matched up with the people that are looking? We're going to go much, much deeper into that. Today's short live stream isn't really the environment for that. But what I'd like you to do is, as you're listening, if you have any questions about all of that, ask me, because I'll probably put it into my course. I mean, maybe it could give me an understanding of what it is that you'd like to know. I mean, I hear from my clients all the time. And what happens is somebody will ask me a question and say, I'm trying to think of what some of the questions might be. Is there a way for me to do optimization on my own Google business profile? What should I be focusing on? I've written multiple articles in response to that. In fact, My local visibility blueprint came from a series of questions like that from multiple customers. I started getting these customers that were asking me these questions. I created articles that gave them pretty concise and specific step-by-step instructions on what to do and how to do it. They took it and ran with it. Some of them have even come back to me and said, that changed everything for me, learning how to do that. Yay, that's wonderful. So I thought, well, I went to go see an esthetician who does, she does my lash, whatever, for my lash, the tint and dye. Yeah. Anyways, an esthetician. And I told her about what I was doing for another one of my clients. She goes, oh, I would be all over that. If you do a class on it, or if you send out instructions on what to do and how to do it, I would love to have that. So I started talking to more people and getting the feedback. Yes, I want that information. So I'm going to invite you to do two things. One, post your question below, or two, make a comment below if you'd like to schedule a Zoom call with me. Or if you're in Salem, Oregon, and you're in the business community, we could even schedule an in-person meeting. I'm pretty selective, though, about those that I schedule appointments with if they're not on Zoom. But ask me the question, and I may just shoot you back the answer. Are you ready for that? I might just shoot you back the answer. And a lot of times what I found is that by getting asked the questions and sending them back the answer, it also creates the seed of a whole new section of my course. So there's that too. So I just want to invite you to participate. Okay. There is a section. Now, this is part of what I'm going to be teaching, but I'm going to give you just a little tiny bit of insight. On your Google Business profile, there's a Q&A section. And the way when it first came out, the way I always used to view it is that this was a place for people to come to your Google Business profile and ask you a question, and you could answer it, and then it would stay public for anybody who ever came to your website. Then as I began to work in search engine optimization as part of my offerings, I started realizing, I could put the question and the answer up there, and it would be available for anybody who came to my profile. I'm like, well, that's a novel idea. What if I did that once a week? And I added a new question or two. And I know what the questions are that my customers are asking. They're asking, how long does it take for SEO to work? If I hire you for SEO and then quit, will I lose my search engine optimization? What do you do? What's all involved in search engine optimization? All of those questions are going to end up on my Google Business profile, end up on my website as frequently asked questions. So a couple of things happen is, one, when somebody comes to your Google Business profile and they see in your Q&A section, oh, look at all these great questions. These are exactly what I would have asked, like, how does this work? How long does it take? How much does it cost? All of those things. But here's the really important part. Google looks at those questions and answers. So it's built into their algorithm, and that gives you more opportunity to put the keywords into your Google Business profile that are going to help you get found when somebody goes to search or when they go to AI. Because AI is also, boy, this is crazy. I apologize for my camera. You are providing a breadcrumb trail in those Q&As to be found. Well, how are you going to come up with those questions? You might, off the top of your head, be able to come up with maybe 5 or 6, maybe a dozen. But what if you want to put 2 questions a week? That's 104 questions a year. And then you have to sit down and think of the questions. Okay, what have I not already asked and answered? Well, what if I told you that you could use AI to help you come up with all of that? And the responses, the Q&As that AI comes up with is based on real live questions asked by real live people when they go to AI or when they go to search. Would you like to know how to do that? I can help. That'll be a part of my Automate, Delegate, and Innovate course. And then, of course, it'll be incorporated in the local visibility blueprint. So check your own Google business profile out. Search by a couple of words and phrases, not just one phrase or one word, but try 2 or 3 different ones to see where do you come up at. Are you on page 1? Are you on page 2? Do you show up at all? And then I want you to take a look at your Google business profile and see if you have any questions and answers added there. Maybe some have come organically from customers that's just visited your profile. And then think about what questions would you add. Okay, and I'd love to hear from you. Just come back to this video, add some comments and questions below in the comments. And then because of those frequently asked questions, I mean, when you're answering them on Google, you might be just putting in, off the top of my head, I don't remember what the character or word limitations are on the answers, but it's probably, less than 1,000 characters. So it could be a short paragraph, but could you say so much more about it? So if somebody's asking me some kind of a question about search engine optimization, I can almost always turn that into an entire article or blog post, because I'm seeking to make it simple enough that anybody, because my audience is typically small business owners and not large corporate business owners, but some of them, that's outside of their expertise and they don't necessarily know the answers to those questions either. But if you're a larger entity, a larger business or nonprofit, you're probably going to have somebody on staff that might have the answers for you. But if you're a new business and you're in HVAC, you're in plumbing, you're an esthetician, you know a lot about what it is that you do. You may or may not understand how to get found online. So your customers are going to be the same way. There's a whole lot I don't know about skincare, but my esthetician does. I have clients that are estheticians. My daughter is in the beauty business. So if any of these websites provide information that either Google can access and present in search results, or AI can access and present in the AI results with your link, that's going to get you in front of people who want to know the answers and potentially want to do business with you. If you don't have that information on your website because it's just a one page, like a digital brochure, this is the name of my business, here's my logo, here's the picture of what the business looks like, here's a before and after of what I do, here's our address and our hours, we're done. That is not going to get you found in AI or in search. I'm just saying. And if you want to know better how to do that, I would want to invite you to subscribe to my channel right here on YouTube, or if you're watching this on Instagram or on Facebook, subscribe, follow me. I'm going to share valuable information. In fact, the very first thing I'll do before the course is launched is I'm going to create a masterclass on the local visibility blueprint. If you want to know more about that, comment below that you want to know more about that. I don't have it completed and set up yet, but I'm going to be setting up a special subscription list so that you can get on that list and say, when the announcement comes out just for the freebie, the masterclass is going to be a freebie. If you want access to that freebie, you're going to make sure that you want to get connected with me either through the comments below or when I have it available to publish, to sign up for my email list, and I will let you know. We're starting the local visibility blueprint workshop or masterclass, and it's going to be, the first one's going to be free. If you want to be a part of that, you're going to want to connect with me. So subscribe, follow, share. If you know anybody that's in small business and they want to know better how to market their business, this is a place to start for sure. So these courses that are coming up, as I begin to come on here and do these live streams or produce videos, I will be sharing some of the information that I either have my team already working on. Like, for example, did you know that Google has 200 factors that influence how you show up on search, whether or not you show up in the search results? Some of those are going to carry over into helping AI find you. Okay. I don't know all of them or which ones. That'll be a part of what I'm going to be teaching. But 200 factors, that's a, and some of them are highly technical. That's the purpose of this course, is to help you know what you need to do, what you can do to take action to get you the results, because you might not know all of this yet. So these live streams and the workshops and the master classes is going to give you Costco size samples. You know how when you go to Costco or Sam's Club, you go and they give you, here, try our little, pork sausages, or try our little, candies or whatever. They have all these samples. Prior to 2020, they were all over the floor of Costco. You'd go into just about any section and they'd be like, would you like a sample? Would you like a sample? Well, consider the masterclass and these videos samples of what's possible. And then if it makes sense to you, I'd love to have you join me in one of these classes, because we are going to have some business building and marketing fun. I hope you join me. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Before I wrap up, I know I just said it, but I want to remind you again, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I am here to share things with you so that you can grow your business. It is my goal to help 10,000 businesses double their business. It's actually getting more exciting the more tools that we have. And leave a comment below before you leave this video, if you're watching it live or if you're watching it in the recorded setup. What is your biggest visibility challenge right now? And there's being seen, and there's being seen by the right person who has the desire and the capability of hiring you. That's what we're going to be talking about. So I also would love to hear from you. What scares you most about AI in your business? Think about that for a minute. And if I can provide you a safety net or information or education, I'd love to provide a solution for that question. How confident are you in your SEO? Do you feel like you're ranking really good in search and in AI? What if I could provide you with a free audit that has some very detailed information on how things are working out for you? Would you rather automate, delegate, or DIY, do it yourself, your marketing? I'd love to hear from you, because some of the information that I'm creating is going to address all of that. There's going to be things you want to do on your own. Then there's going to be some things that you might get a feel for on your own, and you might delegate it to an agency or an independent professional, or you might get either yourself or hire an independent professional to help you to automate the whole thing from A to Z. It's possible. So I hope you join me. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I would love to have you subscribe. If I haven't said that enough, please subscribe. I want to see you come back. I want to see your questions, your comments, and let's grow our businesses together. 10,000 businesses, double. Wouldn't that be nice? Whew. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end this. I look forward to seeing you again.